Robbie Gravely and Van Brannan high atop Union County Stadium where Jacket Bowl 20 unfolded. And Van, there's been a lot of great Jacket Bowls that were for state champion or upper state championships, but no more exciting finish ever in a Jacket Bowl than tonight. Greer gets a walk-off win on the last play of the game, a 40-yard touchdown pass from Cusano to Zach Glidden, and the Jackets walk away with a victory here tonight.
Never seemed to disappoint. 20 times they played. It's 10-10 now. The Jackets tied it tonight, and every time they come down to the wire, but definitely the first time we've ever had a walk-off. Just huge excitement for the Yellow Jackets tonight.
Absolutely. Greer opened the game with a nice field goal drive. They went 11 plays, 76 yards. Nick Robertson, a 21-yard field goal to get the Jackets on the board. But then Union County came back with a couple of touchdowns of their own. They went up 12-3. And Union County sees the momentum with their home crowd behind them.
That they did, and Shy Smith with that huge play when we had so many missed tackles. It was a seesaw effort there by both teams there in the first half, and it was a close game going into the second half.
Well, it was, they scored to go up with 7:50 to go in the first half, 12-3, but a very important drive for the Jackets to close out the first half. They went 67 yards on 3rd and 10 from the Union County 10-yard line. Cusano found Dorian Lindsay right at the goal line. He pushed through for the touchdown, and Greer with a very important score to get within 12-10 at the break.
Absolutely. You had to feel good going into the locker room, although you were trailing in the football game. But also on that drive, Rob, it was 12 plays and ate up a lot of clock, and we didn't want that number one for them getting his hands on it again, and that was very important to run some clock up as well.
Right. He would make us pay later in the game after Greer got 2 touchdowns by Lindsay in the 3rd quarter to take a 22-12 lead. Lindsay with a 4-yard run, a 5-yard run, capping a 56 and a 34-yard touchdown drive. And on that 34-yard touchdown drive, it seemed like the Jackets had just took over field position and really took over the physicality of the game, and just had Union pinned up backwards. They couldn't do anything, and it looked like Greer was going to just stretch that lead out.
We thought they were, but Union came battling back. But you're right, Robbie. Those couple of drives that the Jackets had, that offensive line really took over. You know, Adam Tapp filling in, did a super job tonight. And a lot of times those guys up front don't get the credit. You know, and Adrian McGee also had a big game tonight running the football. But it all starts with those guys up front who had a super game tonight against a very good defensive front by Union.
Well, Union would get a field goal on the last play of the 3rd quarter to bring the score within 22-15, and then when the Jackets drove the ball down the field and milking clock off, it looked like the Jackets may pull it out. And on 4th down and 3 from their own 31-yard line, Coach Steve Tannehill elects to go for it. You called it a huge gamble in the game, with Greer leading by 7 with 6:44 to go in the game. If they fail, it's probably the knockout punch for Greer. But on a busted play, Shy Smith got away from his own man that he ran into, turned the corner, and went right down that sideline, 69 yards for the tying score after the PAT.
And we talked about, I said it on the broadcast, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And, you know, the backs ran into each other, and we just had a bad angle, lost a little containment there. And you feel like that was a huge gamble, but somehow that number one made Coach Tannehill look like a genius.
Oh, yeah, they tied it up. Not much time left in the game. Greer started their next drive from their own 17-yard line. They drove it into field goal range. Andrew Messer has kicked a 47-yard field goal. The last 2 JV games, he's got the strong leg. Wasn't able to get the snap down really well, and he missed the 45-yard field goal. So it looked like we were headed for regulation, but that Greer defense backed up Union County and gave the offense one more chance at the football.
And Rob, I thought that was a key all night for us. Our guys up front on defense really putting pressure on Thompson and making him get rid of the football, or a tremendous amount of sacks that those guys up front did. And on that last drive, that's what did it. The guys up front got us the football back and gave us opportunities for that walk-off win.
Greer took over at their own 31-yard line. They only needed a few yards, comfortable field goal range for Nick Robertson, but they went backwards and then faced with 4th and 18 from their own 40-yard line, 7 seconds to go in the game. We've never had it, 25 years, folks, on the Yellow Jacket Sports Network. We've never had a walk-off touchdown at the end of regulation. But Cusano's looking down the middle of the field, looked over, and there's Zach Glidden standing at the 5-yard line. He caught it, brought it in, took it in the end zone, clock at 000, and the Jackets win it 28-22.
How about that?
Great play by Mario, great play by Zach not giving up on the play. I tell you, that was a great ball game.
That was a great ball game. I tell you, just like a heavyweight bout, those teams going back and forth. But it seemed like you guys pretty much dominated the whole game, but on the scoreboard, the game's tied.
Yeah, you know, I felt like, you know, we're just not as fast striking as we used to be. But we're moving the ball. Our guys up front, I think, are doing a great job. Adrian doing a great job. You think about talking about the guy who played 100 snaps tonight. Really proud of our kids.
I tell you what, that last play, you talk about Mario, what a great job of just scrambling and not taking off on the line of scrimmage, but trying to make something happen.
Really good. You know, he's got some big time talent, and he's getting better every day, and we're lucky to have him.
Coach, good game, buddy.
It was an unbelievable win, and what a great play. I mean, you know, first Casano buys enough time on the scramble. Everybody's running those vertical routes, getting deep, and all the receivers stayed where they were supposed to, and then Glidden finally broke it off there late and got open and juggled it just a little bit at the end, but was able to bring it in, and what an unbelievable throw and catch, and what a big win tonight for the Jackets.
A walk-off here from Union County, 28-22. The Jackets win. We'll play next week. Peach Blossom Conference play begins in Greenwood next week against Emerald. Should be another great game.
Should be a great game. Emerald's got a tremendous back we saw last year in the playoffs, a very good team. Probably the top two teams squaring off in week 1 of Peach Blossom play, but we'll have to get back at it, and it should be a great atmosphere in Greenwood next week.
Well, if they're all this much fun, we're going to have a great 2014 season. The Jackets are 3-0 now. They win it tonight in exciting fashion. Guys, it was a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next week from Greenwood here on the Yellow Jacket Sports Network.